After leaving the cool climate of Dalat and heading back down the hill on the way to Nha Trang, I couldn't help but embrace the Vietnamese heat again. It's a comfort zone for me, I suppose. Before we head into town, I wanted to visit my uncle's cod farm in Cam Ranh.
This is Cam Ranh Bay, and the whole shore is lined with cod farms. Now I'm going to make a recipe with cod, but I need to catch my fish first. So I'm going to feed it in that corner, we're going to feed the net in, and slowly work our way to the corner and hopefully catch a cod. I'm going to jump in with the boys. Don't know how deep this is though. We've got the net in, and they're huge, they're biting me. They're probably around that big, around 3 kilos, and they're really, really tough. Here comes one. We're getting there. Okay, the net's all out. Now we're going to make our way to the end there and hopefully catch some fish. We've got to trap them all in. I can feel them at my legs now. Oh! My legs. Oh, Jesus. I think we've got some. Look at that one. That's got to be 3 kilos, 2.5 kilos. It's a beauty. Come on, baby, come on. And that was such lovely clear water I was just in, swimming with the codfish and all the perch, and it took me around 2 minutes to kind of dry off, but I'm still smelling it. Now, I've only managed to get a cod that's almost 2 kilos, and I've chopped it into smaller cutlets. Now, I'll just show you quickly how to do it. Whole cod, you need a big cleaver. First, I'm going to cheat a little bit. And put little slits in, just so I know where to cut. So there's little slits like that with a sharp knife. Now I don't want to ruin my big chef's knife, so I've got a big cleaver, and then you chop it. So you chop it down, like so. And then you get your 2 centimetre cutlet, nice pieces, thin, ready to be washed, so that in there, put that back, clean my board. Now this is a nice cod soup. On the bone, the sweetness is around the bone, we cook the fish head and the tails, everything in there. Now I've got this Asian celery, also known as Chinese celery, related to the European, but thin hollow stems with a leaf, really herbaceous, kind of like a parsley. So that's really fresh and fragrant. Got some spring onions, some tomatoes, and some fish sauce. Okay, so with the stems here, I'll cut them into around 5 centimetre pieces. I'm going to bruise them. Around 6 stems, just bruise them like so. Bruise your shallots. Bash. Around 8 shallots, white part only. Put that aside. Bit of chilli, and bruise that too. Garlic. Where's my garlic? Okay. Bruise that little bit, baby. Bruise him. What I'll do, I've got 2 litres of fish stock here. You can also use chicken stock, that's fine. And just bring your fish pieces in there. And bring it to the boil and skim it. Skim all the impurities off. Nice little head as well. And then you can throw all your other ingredients in. So that's been boiling for 10 minutes. And I'm just going to skim all the impurities off that I don't like. Just get rid of that. So it's a nice, clear and clean soup. Fish is just undercooked. I'm going to throw in my bashed Asian celery and my bashed shallots. Bit of chili. My garlic. Stir that through. Well, that's looking good. Tomatoes, 3 whole tomatoes cut into wedges. This is a really healthy, clean, simple soup. Balance of flavors. Fish sauce. I'm going to bring that to the boil again. And I'll just finish it off with my celery leaves, some green spring onions, and that's it. Now that's just in time for dinner. It's getting dark now. I've got my bowl of steamed rice happening. A few celery leaves. This is so aromatic, it's so good for you. Spring onions. And to balance it out, some lime. Now there's a lot of lime in this one, so I've got around 3 limes that I'm going to use. And that is my cod soup with Chinese celery. We're in Vietnam, so I'll call it Vietnamese celery. Gan ngok, gamu. I'm in the central coast of Vietnam, in a party town called Nha Trang, where there's the best seafood in Vietnam. There's beaches, there's islands, and amazing street food. And you know what? The locals are really hot. I'm walking through the back streets of Nha Trang, where I've entered a haze of aromatic smoke. Beside me, he's grilling char-grilled pork skewers. Over there, they're selling exactly the same dish. Now here, they're cooking nam nung, which is a Nha Trang delicacy, and I'm going to cook it right here, right now. Now this is a dish that you have to try at home. Bring it to your next Sunday barbecue and impress all your friends. These guys here sit here all day during the day and they roll around 100 kilos of this mince per day. And I'm going to do my little version. Ground pork, so there's around 300 grams of that, 300 grams of fish paste. Now this fish paste you can get at any fishmonger, your Asian market at home. I'm going to start with 6 spring onions, just the white part only. I'll finely chop that up. I'm going to pound that slightly to make a fine paste. I've got some garlic as well. You probably need around 2 cloves, finely diced. So that's nice and consistent. I'll scoop that out into a small bowl and set that aside. Alright, that's done. Okay. Got some ground pork. I need to pound that to make it nice and sticky, so we can do a nice sticky paste. Now I get out my big boy. Now I'm not compensating for anything. I just need this big thing to really pound it and make it a sticky paste. So when it starts sticking to the pestle, dip it in your fish sauce and pound. Nice and strong. It's a great technique we're doing here. So I'm happy with that consistency. You can see it's all stuck together and it's nice and sticky. There you go. Put that aside. And then start on my fish paste. I'll do exactly the same thing. Fish paste goes in. There's so much going around. I mean, there's motorbikes stopping. They're getting takeaway. I have 5 or 6 portions. They take it home to the family. Really, really busy place, pumping. Fish paste is in. Big guy comes back out again. Pound it nice and tight. Now you need lots of force on this because you want a nice and elastic consistency. Okay. Sticking nice and well. I'm going to add my pork back in. Now I'm going to mix it all together. Mix it all together, pound it together with the pounded spring onion and garlic. It's good. I'm going to dunk it again. So that's getting nice and elastic right now. Now I just need to take it out of the pestle, mortar and pestle. Now I'm going to scoop it out and season it. See how sticky that is? Nice and compact. Put it there. Really heavy mortar and pestle. I think that's around 15 kilos. And I just need to season it. Some pepper, black pepper. Around a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of salt. From the many salt fields around Nha Trang. And around a tablespoon of sugar. We've already got our fish sauce that we pounded in earlier, so that's okay. Now I'm going to oil my hands just so it doesn't stick to my hands. Just like that. Ooh, feels quite good. Mix that through. And what you got to do is grab a little handful, put it in a bowl, and bash it. Now what this technique does, it gets all the air out, and after it's char grilled, it leaves a nice, tight, crunchy texture. A little bit chewy. Hello, Gong. Hang on. Just keep working at that until it becomes nice and firm. And it gives it a chewy, elastic texture. This is what Nam Nung is all about. It's all about the texture. Got my chopstick here. This has already been used, and we just recycle it, and then we mold it onto the chopstick like that. Now I hope to sell these for this restaurant, so I'm not very good at this. There's a girl in there that can do it way better than I can and a lot faster, and I'll get her out here to do some for me. Em đâu? Em ơi, vô làm giùm đi. Làm cái đấy. Đây, làm đi. There's one done. Dầu không? She doesn't even need the oil, she's so good at it. Perfection, much better than mine. Her technique and her speed is unbelievable. She's been doing this for 4 years, thousands of them each day. I'm so glad I got her to do it instead of me, that's for sure. She doesn't need the oil, I don't know how she does it. Bây giờ một chút mình nướng được em. Để cái đồ nướng. Cái nữa đi. So we're on to our last chopstick, and then I'm going to throw them on the char grill. 2 minutes on each side. And here I'm using rice paper. This is a different type of rice paper. It's quite dry. You don't need to rehydrate the water at all. The idea of this one is to get your green banana, rub all the moisture onto there. Cucumber, do the same thing. Rub it around. Green mango, nice and tart there. Lettuce. Some garlic chives. Mint. I've got fish mint. I've got green mint. And I've got sawtooth coriander. That all goes in. Now this is a new thing for me. It's deep fried rice paper. Nice and crunchy. Really fantastic. And you've got a skewer, pork and fish skewer out of the chopstick. Just wrap it all up. So textural, so crunchy. And I'm just going to dip it into my homemade fish sauce. And that's your dish. They had crunch, they had chewiness, the green mango, the freshness of the green banana, fresh herbs coming out, absolutely everything in one roll. Fantastic. I can see why it's a local favourite. Char grilled pork and fish skewers wrapped in rice paper and a crunchy green mango. Nam Nung Nha Trang.
Is flanked by nearly 10 kilometres of pristine beaches. At this stage, it still manages to retain a village atmosphere, but it's quickly becoming a tourist destination and just hanging on to some wonderful experiences that I hope will continue in the future.
It must be 40 degrees. I'm on the beach, looking out to the Nha Trang Bay, and the favourite thing about Nha Trang is I can sit here and ladies will come walking past with fresh lobsters and fresh crabs. I don't know how much a lobster is, I might ask her. they're around 100,000 dong each, so that's under $10. They come, they sit right beside you, and they just cook it. Now, they usually use this sauce called satay sauce, and I'm always constantly saying, what's in the sauce? Because it's so great, but they never tell me. It's this big secret. So I'm going to do my sauce myself, make my own creation, while she's cooking the lobster.
This sauce is made by using crab meat, dried squid, and dried shrimp. First, heat up vegetable oil in a wok, fry some finely diced garlic, and slice up some spring onions using only the white parts. When it becomes nice and fragrant, add your crab meat, give it a good stir, and add some finely chopped dried baby squid, which gives a nice pungent flavour to it. Soak some dried shrimp in cold water for around 20 minutes until it softens. Let it drain, and then blend it into fine pieces, then add to our mixture. Now add your sugar, salt, and fish sauce, and allow it to simmer for around 30 minutes until it's slightly reduced. Now we need to add our oyster sauce and dried chili flakes.
Now this is supposed to be a spicy sauce, but if you can't eat spice, just put half in. Just put around 10 to 15 grams, but I like mine spicy, so I'm going to put the whole lot in. Stir that through. I'm going to cook this for around half an hour. Now I've made enough sauce here to reserve some for later on. Always have a bottle of this in the fridge. I'm going to cook this with a lobster, which is almost done. Just brush it on when it's almost finished. And with the reserved sauce, I'm going to do a wok toss crab.
Finally, add the chili oil and simmer for about 5 minutes.
Now my lady here just chopped up the crayfish, no chopping board, no chef's knife, just with her small little tools and scissors. So that's ready. So we're going to put it back on the grill, and I'm going to put my nice, freshly cooked, spicy satay sauce onto the lobster, just another minute or two, and it's ready to be devoured. So there you have it, my Nha Trang chargrilled lobster with the spicy satay sauce. Tom hum, nướng satay.
My lobster lady also told me I must go on a boat trip to the floating markets, where fishermen have many varieties of fish for sale. It's always a good idea to talk with the locals just to make sure that you make the most out of your trip.
All right. This is what I'm talking about. Look at all the lobsters in there. I could jump in right now, but I don't think I will. I think there's around $5,000 worth of live lobster here. They're huge. I think they're like 1 to 3 kilos each. I'm going to catch them. Look at that one. Oh, this one's a good one. Oh, he's stabbing me. Look at him, he's gorgeous. Now here, they're selling this for around $1 million, and they take it to the kitchen and they cook it for you any way you like. Salt and pepper style, or just with spring onions and shallots. This is gorgeous. There you go. Now when you're in Nha Trang, do what I do. Walk out of town, away from the tourist area, away from the hotels, and go where the locals go. Here they've got all the fresh live seafood on display. It's very produce driven, so everything has to be live and kicking. I'm here for the muddies. Look at this baby. 2.5 kilos, gorgeous. We've got sea urchins, we've got baby clams, we've got these unusual snails I've never seen before, finger snails they've got here. We've got another clam here, which is related to the razor clam, a bit like the scallop, but I'm here for the muddies. Look at this baby here. This is a male here. It's got a V shape. I'm after the female, which has a U shape. Now the females have lots of roe, lots of eggs. I'm going to get 2 of those and cook it in my spicy satay sauce. That's a good one. Now you can't get more authentic and more traditional than this. This is a typical Vietnamese restaurant kitchen. It's raw and it's real. Now I've just got my crabs from outside. I'll put them to sleep very humanely into ice water. And they're nice and happy to go to crab heaven now. I'm going to open those up. Now if you've ever been bitten by one of these, they'll rip your finger off and they'll crush all your bones. So that we've tied them up with banana bark here. Just get rid of that, open that up. So you take off the apron first. Of the crab. And I'll discard that bit, get rid of that. And you open up the shell. like so, like so. Now, these are all the goodie bits. Don't throw that away. They're like a delicacy in Asian cuisine. Don't get rid of them. You get the sea flavour from that. And I'll get rid of all these gills. They're like little fingers. Get rid of those. They go in the bin. Can't eat that. Rid of the eyes. Now preparing crab's quite easy. It's in a sharp, heavy cleaver like they have here at the restaurant. I'm going to cut the baby in half. And into quarters. Just like that. Now with the claws, because they're quite big, what you need to do, get a tea towel and wrap it around the claw. Back of the cleaver, and just give a little knot. Give yourself a head start when you're eating it later. Because they're the hardest parts to get the meat out of. Perfect. Every time I'm chopping up crab, I just can't wait to get into it. It's so sweet and I can eat it raw. Just the flavour of the ocean is delicious. Anyway, I'll cook the rest. Don't get too carried away. Now I use potato starch because it's not too thick, it's very fine, and it's wheat-free. It's just to coat it to give it texture. And I'm going to deep fry this very, very quickly, almost flash fried, because overcooking seafood, any seafood, is blasphemy. Okay, I heat the oil up. Now this needs to be 200 degrees Celsius. It needs to be extremely hot. I just need to flash fry this for less than 2 minutes. Cook it in separate batches because you need the oil consistently hot. So I'm going to put the claws in first because they're chunkier and they take longer to cook. Throw that in. Claws in first. And the shells at the end. Stir that around. Move that around consistently. Alright, now that's all I need. Turn the oil off. So that was less than a minute and a half. It's really hot in here, but I'm used to the heat in the kitchen. It's a temperature outside that's quite unbearable sometimes. But 45 degrees heat in the kitchen, this is my life, this is what I do. Okay, drain that. Fantastic. Over to the next wok. Just got to clean my wok a little bit. This is my traditional bamboo wok cleaner. I'm going to take some of the oil. In it goes. Fried shallots. Fried garlic. Fry up the garlic, nice and aromatic. Satay sauce that I made, a good 4 tablespoons. Heat it all up. Oh, that's good. Oh, if you could smell this, it's delicious. Throw the crab in and toss it up. Coat the crab with all the sauce, all the garlic, all the shallots on high heat. You add in your spring onions, chili, good handful of chili. Toss that again. Oh, very, very hot here. Now once it's all coated, it's ready to go. Oh, that smells amazing. Looks fantastic. And that's done. Just going to plate that now. And the sauce. Wow, that's amazing. Now it's like a sauna in here. I'm sweating like an animal, but it's all worth it. My wok tossed crab with spicy satay sauce. Gore sauce satay.
Next week, I travel further north to Nguyens. I visit a family making the best silken tofu I've ever tasted. I cook a vegetarian dish with the monks and visit 2 old ladies making fantastic vermicelli noodles, all by hand for the last 65 years.
They're having a good old laugh.